Hey, Taurus, welcome to your May reading. So, the very first thing that I'm hearing is it's a good month to express yourself. There might actually be something that you are repressing, whether that is like some frustration or anger. This could even be something like a creative expression that you've been wanting to let out into the world, but that you've been, for various, probably very, understandable earth sign-esque reasons, been putting off or even just tamping down. That's kind of what Spirit's actually showing me, like a tamper when you tamp down espresso. That's what Spirit is showing me you kind of doing with this thing that you want to express. And I'll say this, sometimes there's stuff that we want to say to people and we know for a fact that either it's uh, not good to say or not effective. You don't necessarily need to express this thing to those people, but you need to at least express it to yourself and get it out of yourself. You know, maybe you write it down, maybe you create a piece of art, maybe you go take a boxing class or rent one of those rooms where you get to beat the shit out of every item that is in there. But in some way, it's a good time to express yourself. Let's get into the cards. Keeping that in the backdrop of your reading. Let's get into the story of your month. As always, we will pull a card to represent you, what you're bringing to the table, what Spirit wants you to know about yourself this month and bring forward. Then we're going to look at the lay of the land for the month. The recent past as it pertains to your present and your unfolding future. The climate that you are navigating, what you can kind of expect from the world, and the guidance that Spirit has for you on how you can best respond to that in order to step into your greatest joy, peace, fulfillment, abundance. That's the move. All right, Spirit, let's get into it. What do my Taurus people need to know in the month of May? Oh my gosh, happy birthday to my May Taurians, and happy early birthday to the rest of you. Ooh, very important time. Of course you need to express yourself. The sun, the big spotlight, is moving into your sign. Thank you, Spirit. What does Taurus need to know this month, Spirit, for their highest good? Taurus sun, Taurus moon, Taurus rising and dominant people. In the month of May, please show us the landscape for Taurus people, their inner and outer world, and your guidance for navigating this month, Spirit. What do you see showing up? And how would you like Taurus to show up to meet it? What do they need to know, Spirit, in order to cultivate joy, freedom? It's a really important word, Spirit is saying. Joy, freedom, ease, abundance, fulfillment. In the month of May, that expression could be tied to that. You know, and Spirit is saying, yes, that's exactly what it is. It's like that tamping down, that blocking of an expression inevitably blocks other things. That's just how it works. It's as within, so without. So what might it be blocking for you? And what I'm hearing clearly is for some of you, it's more money. Like there's more money available. And I know that you might think like, what do you mean? Like how is more money attached to me expressing my anger? Well, you might be holding yourself down so hard that there's a creative idea that if you would just like, Spirit is showing me somebody. Have you ever been swimming in a pool and did the game where you tried to hold the beach ball down underwater? That's what Spirit says holding back is doing for you. It's like this thing wants to spring up to the top. This money, this great idea, this like weight off of your shoulders of thinking maybe even that you have to do this way, and if you would just express this, there'd be movement. Like somebody would go, oh well, you don't need to do that anymore. I didn't realize that it was like that for you. So Spirit is basically saying it's more trouble actually to hold all of this down than it is to just let it out. Let the beach ball go. Okay, all right, let's get into it. The month of May for Taurus people, Spirit, for their highest good. Thank you. Hey. Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful reading. Okay. Beautiful reading. So first of all, you come through as the Queen of Wands, the queen of self-expression, creative and personal self-expression. The Queen of Wands is appreciated by people because she shares her warmth and she shares her spotlight. So Spirit is also using the phrase, the hostess with the mostest. And that is a lot of Taurus people that I know, or the host with the most. Listen, there's no gender to the kings and the queens. It's more about the personality type and the kind of realms that they are interested in. And the Queen of Wands is a community leader. And people gravitate and move toward her naturally. The way that you, if you were, it was cold outside and there was a fire, you would move toward the fire. It's warmth, it's light, it's life-giving. So you ought to be showing up like the queen that you are, you know, shoulders back, head up. I say that because let's jump over to the key position. You have such a beautiful reading. We have one static kind of card here, and it is the Five of Cups. So sitting in the key position, this is the awareness that could unlock the best of May for you. Okay, that's the point of the key. In the Five of Cups, we can see this person is sitting with their head in their hands. They are focusing on 3 overturned cups. In the background, we can see there are 2 cups still standing and a bunch of really beautiful, juicy grapes. It feels like something has gone wrong or you've lost something. This could even be the thing that you need to express about, like picking your head up out of your hands instead of repressing it and holding it in. You know, Spirit is saying, instead of imploding, expressing. You don't need to explode, but in this, it's like implode or express is kind of, it seems like that's the choice here. And I feel like there's a better audience than you might be expecting for what it is that you need to say, a more receptive audience. That's just what I'm hearing. So again, this being the key, I want to honor the fact that if you've lost something, if something has gone wrong, something has ended, like, and I feel a few different things. That's the rub of general readings, right? Is I'm hearing different things for the different Taurus people that are going to be tuning in for this. For some of you, it's like a layoff, like the end of a relationship, or even like, and this is just what I'm hearing. This is very specific. This is certainly not for all of you. It's like the relationship goes on, but you're mourning the fact that you can't actually relate to that person the way that you used to be able to, or that things are never going to be the same again in some way. That's just what I'm hearing. And so I want to honor any grief, any regret, any loss that you are going through. And right next to that, I will say that the Five of Cups is describing the potential of getting lost in what is not working and losing sight of what is working, what is thriving, what is juicy, what is good in your life. So I just want to make you aware that amidst the grieving that you are doing, please remember to pick up your head and pick up your eyes and look around, because there's more available for you and all is not lost. There are beautiful, good things in your life to be cultivated and appreciated. And goodness, like I said, it's a gorgeous reading. Whew, okay. Sitting in your past, a very Taurian card, the Ace of Pentacles, a golden opportunity, seed money, the beginning of something really good. Spirit is saying skill building for some of you. Like, oh, I've been working on playing the guitar. I've been working on coding. I've been writing this book, this thing that I go out like a garden. I go out and I tend to it every day. And as I work my ace, it grows and grows and grows. This is showing up in the energy around and available to you. Growing your skills, growing your money, growing, Spirit is saying, growing your self-satisfaction, your self-possession. I feel like for some of you, you want to take a hobby to the next level. Again, that's not for all of you, but it's like, again, playing the piano or playing the guitar, or like I just started making pottery. And you know what? It's not going to be my full-time income, but I think I could sell some of this stuff on Etsy or whatever. Yes, like your handmade craft or your great idea. That's a form of expression, by the way. Not everything Taurus knows better than most signs and needs to know more than most signs. Expression doesn't have to be in words. It's important to note that you didn't get like a swords person as your persona card this month. It might be something you need to say, but putting it into a vase or a painting or a poem, you know, that nobody ever sees could be the move. So some of you raising your skill level, and I do feel that, like I said, for some of you this could be like a side hustle thing, and for others of you You have grown something to a point where it's like if you wanted to start applying for jobs or grants, I'm hearing also for some of you, it's like your students. So it's like maybe you're applying to get some kind of certification or your master's or something like that. It's looking really good. I see some people making like their website like a portfolio. For some of you, that's going to raise the hairs on the back of your neck, like I'm either doing that or I've been thinking that I should do that. If you've been thinking that you should do it, do it. The Ace of Pentacles is a golden opportunity, not a silver platter, right? It's something that we have to work on. And I see you kind of solidifying, codifying. I feel like Spirit's being punny with that. Like codifying, yes, meaning like putting it down on paper and putting it into words where it's like, here's what it is. This is exactly how it's going to go. But also like coding a website, putting words together in such a way that people can find you, creating avenues. That's what Spirit is showing me, is like somebody building roads to their stand, their house, their merchant like place, right? Where it's like, well, people need to be able to get there. So people need to be able to find you and know that you are interested in this thing or that you are doing this thing, and that might be the expressing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put up that website, or even if you don't put up the website, maybe start the account, whatever it is, and start showing what it is that you're doing. I'm talking about codifying because justice is sitting in the present position. A really important choice, and it's like this, you know, we usually talk about this is not set in stone. This choice, it's not set in stone, but it's damn close. It's like this is a very important and powerful choice, and that is backed up by your future, which is the Lovers. Making the choice to live your bold, passionate life, to embrace every aspect of self. The Lovers is really about integration, union. You know, a lot of times people think of it, excuse me, as, you know, love, which, yes, and especially we got the Two of Cups here. We'll talk all about it. But the Lovers, more than anything, is uniting the mind, the body, and the soul, and making choices based on that union. So if I'm not repressing any part of myself, including like, I really want this, but I'm really afraid I won't get it, so I'll repress my desire for that. You know what I mean? That can lead to a Five of Cups scenario. Versus, okay, even just to myself, I'm going to express that I'm craving more spice in my sex life, or I'm wanting to see my name in the lights, whatever it is. Yes, you know what? I acknowledge it. I acknowledge it. I don't even know what it means. I don't know what I'm going to do about it or if I'm going to do anything, but I at least acknowledge it to myself. You bring yourself closer together and you're able to make new connections. Literally, it's like Spirit is showing me neurological webs. Like, you ever looked at pictures of neurons firing off in the brain? Spirit is saying, as you bring parts of yourself that you have walled off together, new connections, new opportunities, all kinds of new things become possible. Eight of Wands sitting in the potential outcome. The way is clear. Cleared for takeoff is a word that or a phrase that I use when I see this card. If you want it, put it out there, express it, send the resume, make the request, send the email, do the cold call, whatever. Like, put it out there and see, because somebody might be ready to sign on the dotted line with you or to ask you to do the same with them. That's what I see with this Justice card. So, the other thing I need you to know is you don't need to do this alone. Sitting in the position representing the guidance, what is the advice to help you enjoy the most and make the most of this month? It is to share. It is to share specifically your feelings with someone that you feel attracted to. And yes, that could be sexual, romantic attraction. It could also be like, that is my good friend, that whenever we get together and we share our cups, we both come away feeling like more of ourselves. We understand ourselves better. We have more compassion for ourselves via the mirror of this other person. So that could also look like seeing a therapist or another form of healer, where it's like, I'll let this person share cups with me and let's see what I see. Don't go it alone. You don't have to. Important to note, there are two cups standing behind the person in the Five of Cups, and then here are your two cups as the guidance. Seize your two cups. Seize and use your two cups, even if you used to have five. When the universe knocks over our cups, they will be refilled again. They're just asking us to move on for whatever reason that it is, for whatever reason that we have to grieve and let this go. And looking for the reason is, it just keeps us here. It just keeps us here because sometimes things fucking happen and we are being asked to move on and grow from them. And so I feel that's what's happening here. So making a choice that feels like you, making a choice that feels like the version of you that you really want to walk through life in. And the kind of spirit is like the version of you that those opportunities exist for. So for example, if a person is kind of a wallflower, but they really want to be seen, if they stay in their wallflower pattern, it's going to be a lot harder for that mirror of like the willingness to be seen to show up. It's not impossible. Things happen, but it makes it a lot more likely and happens a lot faster when we show up like we're ready to be seen, and then the world will give us the opportunity. You know what I'm talking about? So what choice, what area of your life do you want to grow in that feels like you? Eight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. A lot of like sudden growth is very possible. It's appropriate that we're in the spring season because that's what Spirit is showing me, is like flowers shooting out of the ground. What they're telling me is this might not take as long as you think it might need to take. You could go from an Ace of Pentacles to an Eight of Pentacles if you are willing to make some bold decisions and really express yourself. I see it for you, Queen of Wands. Show up and shine. Do the things that make you feel ready to show up and shine. Lead with your charisma. Lead with your creativity and courage and your unique magic. Love this reading, Taurus. How you feel? How is this showing up for you? Questions, comments, suggestions? Thank you for spending time with me, Taurus. I hope I will catch you in our weekly Saturday live. And until then, take care. Bye-bye.